Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with JK47 and J Dash. We're going to talk some MLB baseball, specifically Hunter Pence and that troll-looking bastard coming back. He hit the ground running, and he's got the Giants playing a little bit better baseball.
A little bit better. They're 29-20 right now, sitting in second place behind the 28-18 Los Angeles Dodgers. They won their last
You ain't
four.
first, you're last.
And they're 12-2 in their last 14 games. So they are actually dominating right now. And it's not only Hunter Pence. I mean, Brandon Crawford's having a hell of a season for them. I didn't see this breakout coming. But Pence, I mean, he came back. He's only had 51 at-bats, 13 games. But he's hitting .294 with a .333 on base, 2 home runs, already has 12 RBIs in those 51 at-bats. And he's only struck out 12 times. So he missed the start of the season, and the offense really needed him because outside of Posey and Crawford, I really don't trust anyone in this offense, although Brandon Belt's playing pretty well.
There's a lot of guys that are actually playing well in San Francisco. I mean, Nori Aoki, 326 average. You know, he sets the table for this offense. Angel Pagan has gotten it going this year. He's batting .315. And another guy, too, he was a first-round draft choice for him a couple years ago, Joe Panic. He's actually having a solid season, too.
Yeah, this isn't a guy that's going to give you too much power or too much speed, but he's just one of those guys that know how to hit and know how to get on base for you. And really, that's what they need out there in San Francisco. Any kind of offense they can get. And they're doing it pretty well right now. You mentioned all those guys. You didn't mention Belt. That's another one. Pence. I mean, they got 6-7 guys hitting the ball out there right now. And I really didn't believe in more than just maybe Posey and Pence coming into the season.
Well, it's actually kind of funny, you know. I mean, I didn't expect him to hit the ball at all this year. I mean, outside of Posey and obviously Pence was hurt at the beginning of the season, I kind of wrote them off earlier on. I didn't think I'd score the runs, especially losing Sandoval, replacing him with McGee. Whatever. He doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced right.
All right, well, yeah, you're right. McGee, he has not filled in for Pablo Sandoval at all. They actually sent him down to the minors because he was only hitting 200 through his first 110 at-bats, only put up 2 home runs. And that K and walk rate that he showed with the Marlins in 2014 wasn't showing up for San Francisco, and he really fell back to his pre-Japan form, and he just really isn't working out for him. I knew he wasn't going to work out like Pablo Sandoval, and I really didn't believe in McGee coming into this season, and I thought it was really going to hurt him. But right now, the San Francisco Giants look like they haven't even missed a beat. Brandon Crawford's probably the biggest surprise on this team. He's a good shortstop. He's hitting the ball well. He's showing power. I think this is going to be a good shortstop moving forward. I actually had him ranked, right below Jordy Mercer before the season started. I was wrong about that one.
Above Jordy.
And then there's their pitching staff. Yeah, Madison Bumgarner, he got off to a slow start this season, but he turned it on recently. His ERA is sitting at 3 right now. Tim Lincecum's been a huge surprise for him.
Hasn't he, though?
Although he has been inconsistent as well. He's been up and down over his past 4, maybe 5 starts. But all in all, he's been a positive for him, sitting with a .256 ERA. Take that any day of the week.
No, Chris Heston's been okay. He's fallen off a little bit as of late after a real hot start.
Real hot start. Yeah, he has fallen off. I think he actually had a good outing his last time out. I still don't know if I believe it. And they're still waiting for Matt Cain to come back, too. So this rotation could look pretty good in the end. I mean, Ryan Vogelsong is a number 4, number 5, sitting with a .424 ERA. Isn't exactly terrible as well.
Well, Tim Hudson struggled a little bit. He has a .504 ERA this season.
Yeah, that really doesn't surprise me. I mean, people can only pitch so long. This guy, I swear he was pitching before I was born.
I think he'll make a little bit of a bounce back, though. I don't think you're going to see him hover that high all year. I mean, he's still a good pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
Not like he was.
And then at the back end of the rotation, they have 2 guys who could close it out, in Sergio Romo and Santiago Casilla. Casilla's holding it down right now, though.
Well,
a 131 ERA, 21 Ks, and 20.2 innings.
The knock on Robo is his, less than average fastball.
Right. But I mean, still 25 Ks and 5 walks and 17.1 innings, just 14 hits. I mean, what else can you ask for out of him?
No, I'm not hating.
He's still got the strikeout rate. I don't care if you throw 6 mile an hour if he's striking people out and not letting up 8,000-foot jacks.
I don't think you'd strike many people out there in 8 miles an hour.
But what do you think, man? Is this team for real? I keep saying every season this team is not going to make the playoffs, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up last in the division.
Well, what's the deal with
never happens.
What's the deal with Jake Peavy?
Jake Peavy is actually going to be returning somewhat soon. He will make at least 2 more rehab starts, and then he'll be able to return. But even when he was pitching, I mean, a 9.39 ERA.
Yeah, that's only 2 starts, though.
It is. And Jake Peavy, I tell you what, he came over last season in a deal, and he was pitching lights out for the Giants.
So I mean, a lot of what San Francisco do will hinge on how Peavy pitches whenever he comes back, how Kane does whenever he comes back, and if so, who goes and who stays in this rotation? Is Heston going to stay up?
I'd have a hard time not keeping him in this rotation, especially how Hudson's been pitching.
So, I mean, what if Hudson finds it his next couple starts? You know, makes it really interesting. I mean, are you gonna go with Peavy and Kane, or are you gonna go with Vogelsong? I mean, obviously, in my mind, Vogelsong's the guy that's actually going to be the odd man out, or at least one of them.
I could see that. I could see them both being out.
I could see Vogelsong pitching in the bullpen, though. I think it'd be a half-decent bullpen guy, nice long reliever, you know, possibly even give him a spot start the rest of this rotation over the course of the season. I mean, there's a number of ways that they can go.
Well, what do you think, though? I mean, I think Los Angeles is going to win this division. I don't think there's really any question about that. But San Diego, or do you think San Francisco can keep playing better than them throughout the season?
I think that these 2 teams are going to go to the playoffs.
Both of them?
I think so. I think you're going to see 2 from the Central, 2 from the West, and 1 from the East.
Well, you got Los Angeles still. So is it San Francisco or San Diego?
San Francisco.
So San Diego's out.
Definitely. I didn't think I'd go to the playoffs to begin with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wasn't completely sold on them either. Arizona, I'm definitely saying doesn't make the playoffs, although they are playing better than they have played last season.
Well,
Colorado.
Colorado started off smoking hot, and they just dropped off the map.
Yeah.
Arizona's going to do what Arizona's going to do. You know, they'll be good one game, bad for the next 2, 3, maybe even 4.
So that's it. San Francisco is going to make the playoffs according to 47. I say no. I say just Los Angeles out of the West.
You think it's going to be a 3-team Central then?
It possibly could be a 3-team Central, yeah.
Well, there's nobody. The only one that's going to make it out of the East is going to be Washington.
You don't think the Mets have any chance?
No, I do not. I think they're going to play solid. I think they're going to hover around 500. They're going to finish second in that division.
I can't get over that rotation, though. I think the rotation looks too good to not have a chance to make the playoffs.
I love the rotation. I just don't like the lineup.
I hear you. David Wright definitely needs to get healthy.
They are in a similar situation to what the Mariners were in last year. Great pitching staff, great pitching, but only maybe 2, maybe 3 guys that were taking care of business on offense out there. So, I mean, that's actually, the funny thing is, I mean, getting a little bit off subject, is that's why one of the reasons I wanted Seattle to compete this year and why I thought they would was the addition of Nelson Cruz.
That wraps it up. Thank you guys for coming in studio. Thank you, fans, for listening. You guys could follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. You could follow me on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the website at thespreadnews.simplesite.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to that YouTube channel.